All right, so it's almost time for our next ACIP meeting. The next one is going to be held September 18th to 19th. That means the public comment period is open. It is open until September 13th. It's a little tricky this time, so I'm going to show you how to go through and find it. So first, just type in ACIP public comment. You'll navigate to this link right here. Once we navigate to that link, we'll scroll down. So typically what you would do is just click on the docket number, but we're going to copy this docket number, and I'll show you why in a second. We'll use this for later. So we copy the docket number, and then if we do what we normally do, we click on it, we go to public comments. It says that comments are no longer being accepted. See dates for details. And we scroll down to the dates right here, and it says, lo and behold, that public comments are open September 2nd to 13th, and we're still within that time period, so they should not be closed. This is a weird barrier. So what you have to do instead is, if we go back to the prior page, we have to go to regulations.gov. And once we go to regulations.gov, we will paste in the docket. And it says right here, open for comments, because it should be open for comments. And we can just hit comment. And then we can go in here, start typing in our comments, fill out information through an individual, anonymous, or through an organization. And so that's how you can actually comment on it. We have 6 days left, and then I'll give you what my comment was. I'm going to read through that shortly. And then before I read through my comment, I just want to emphasize one thing. So before these meetings, they're supposed to post the meeting agenda, and there is no meeting agenda that's been posted for this. So we can go to read next, read meeting agendas, and we can see that the last agenda was from June 25, 26. So they have not posted a new meeting agenda. We can even look at anticipated votes. It still hasn't updated it. So we do not know what they will be talking about, discussing, or voting on for this meeting. So that's going to be a big red flag. This should be posted before the public comments, so we can address our comments to whatever is being, or tailor our comments to whatever is being talked about and voted upon. So that's not good. Now I'll read through my public comment. I'll post this in the captions of the YouTube video that I plan to post on this. And don't copy and paste what I wrote. You can use this as a template to tailor what you would like to say. I'm going to have a very lengthy comment, so here we go. Hi, my name is Patrick. I am an engineer and scientist, and I possess no conflicts of interest. Before I begin today, I must note that the current ACIP committee appointed by RFK Jr. is a sham committee of known anti-vaccine advocates with fringe anti-science beliefs who will assuredly take actions that undermine the public health of the United States. They do not have the expertise within their fields to perform their duties. They do not have the experiential history of the dozens of recent ACIP committee meetings to effectively perform their duties, and they are entering this committee with opinions not based upon the cumulative scientific evidence that is agreed upon by the bulk majority of the field to make rational, informed decisions. While it is evident that this committee will not take public or scientific opinions into this matter, these are the science-backed recommendations that must be stipulated. While I am advocating today for universal access to all vaccines so that they will be covered by health insurance plans, making them accessible to the public, I'll be focusing on COVID vaccine access. First, a strong recommendation in favor of universal COVID vaccine access is needed from the CDC ACIP committee to ensure universal insurance coverage across networks and for continued coverage by the Vaccines for Children's program, and to ensure state program coverage in all 50 states. No one should be required to get a prescription for COVID vaccination, and everyone should have equal access and opportunity access to these vaccines. The three major basic points that need to be delivered within this meeting are as follows. 1. Everyone needs to be able to access the COVID vaccines. They need to be universally accessible for 6 months and up, and at minimum received at least 2 times a year for healthy people. 2. Immunocompromised individuals need to continue to be allowed a COVID vaccine every 2 months. 3. We need the elderly 65 plus years of age to receive at least 3 COVID vaccinations a year. Additionally, I will once more advocate for the following measures. 1. We need to update the COVID vaccine frequency to every 3 to 4 months. On average, the active immunity nearly completely wanes within 3 to 4 months after receiving it, leaving you basically unprotected after the time that the active immunity is worn off. You're just left with memory immunity at that point. The natural solution to this is to get a COVID vaccine every 3 to 4 months. We know there is no harm in doing this due to the German man that was vaccinated 217 times and had no deleterious effects. 2. We need to update the COVID vaccine formula every 6 months as opposed to once every year. Due to the unchecked spread of COVID, we are allowing it to mutate and evolve exponentially faster, meaning that prior immunity is waning at ever faster rates as the virus moves sufficiently far away to reinfect individuals. And because we're picking the trunk of the tree as opposed to what is emerging next on the horizon, we're having less well-matched vaccines over time. And as COVID is not seasonal, having a summer and winter wave at minimum, we need to utilize the speed of mRNA technology to update the vaccine at a faster rate to keep COVID in check. This may not be feasible with the Novavax protein-based technology, while it will definitely be more difficult for them, it is possible within a 6-month time frame to have them update twice a year. And then on an every 6-month updated vaccine schedule, the COVID vaccine frequency should be set to every 3 months. This will allow individuals the ability to receive an updated vaccine and booster for each vaccine formulation at these 6-month intervals. 4, we need to allow all immunocompromised individuals to receive multiple vaccine boosters a year, as opposed to limiting it to moderately or severely immunocompromised individuals, because really any immunocompromised condition should be allowed to get a vaccine every 2 months with doctor's approval, as even if you're mildly immunocompromised, you're still immunocompromised. Number 5, individuals with low BMI. So this would be underweight, under 18.5, or a high BMI, overweight, and obese. So greater than or equal to 30 would be obese. So even if immune competent, should be allowed multiple vaccine doses a year. We know that if you have low or high BMI, that your vaccine effectiveness is going to wane much faster than if you have normal BMI. These are known people that have shortened vaccine efficacy windows, meaning that they have a shortened duration of protection. So these are people that would need multiple vaccines a year at a higher frequency. And then 6, the additional booster doses for pregnant individuals within the 3rd trimester of pregnancy. This is something that should be stipulated because newly born infants can't get vaccinated until 6 months. So maternal COVID vaccination is really their only protection against severe disease throughout the passage, through the passage of the COVID vaccine antibodies in utero. And all of these would be the gold standard science-backed recommendations. So make sure that you submit your public comments, that you advocate for COVID vaccine access and subsequently all vaccine access, because COVID vaccines and taking those away is going to be used to undermine all vaccines. So if you haven't seen it, it's out there in the news. It should be readily apparent at this point. So it's very important that you write a comment and you submit that comment and make your voice heard.